Bronny not going to sneak up on anybody. Like, every game he come to the gym, man, it's like, bruh, I hope his dad show up. I'm getting ready to bust that thing today. I'm getting ready to get this today. Because I've seen, even coaching high school football, my son's on the field, the defensive backs are talking to me. You ain't no good. Your son ain't no good. I was like, man, you don't even know who I am. You don't even know. But go home tonight. Ask your mom, did I have hands?
All right, guys, thanks for jumping on another episode of Fully Loaded. I'm here with Cris Carter. I'm Sean Mike. Honored to be here. I know how you're doing because you're always doing great, but thank you for being here.
I'm always doing good.
I know you're always doing good. We're going to start today. We're going to start today with your Lakers because you a Lakers fan, right?
Yes.
You a Lakers fan. Okay.
Brother was drafted by the Lakers 1980, so
Correct.
It's hard. It's hard.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Good, bad, or indifferent, you're a Lakers fan.
Yes.
So my man, Buddy Hield, he went to the Warriors instead of Lakers. And I was like, man, that's interesting. So looking at the money and what they were offering him. And he said, I went to the Warriors. I needed a better chance to win a championship. Which is, again, I'm thinking, Warriors ain't getting any younger. I don't know. First of all, does he have a chance to win a championship with the Warriors? Do they have a chance to win a championship?
The way the Warriors roster is now, if they would have gotten Paul George, they would have had a chance. But, I don't know if people have been watching Buddy Hield lately, but this year in Philadelphia, like, he is a one-dimensional player.
Yeah.
That means catch and shoot. And he's not one of the top 10 catch and shoot guys.
And that's it.
Can't play any defense.
He can take it.
Can't play any defense. Nope. Now, I think that he's trying to, acquiesce to Draymond and Steph, because it's like, Steph's better than LeBron. Yeah, that might be true right now, but we're talking about championships.
Correct.
Like, so don't, they cannot win a championship in Golden State based on the team that they have.
Correct.
There's too many teams in the West.
Klay Thompson left. He's now with the Mavs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was any big surprise that he seemed pretty bitter for a while about what he thought he was supposed to get monetarily.
Well, they gave Draymond Green $100 million last year.
They did. I agree. Should they have given Klay? Should they have not given Draymond $100 million?
Well, this is the thing. Draymond Green deserved a contract extension, but they knew they were going to be coming up against the luxury tax. Mm-hmm. So they knew that once they extended him, and they had 2 years left on Steph's contract, that Klay's contract was coming up. And with them winning the championships, the 4 championships that they won, you would expect some type of loyalty. Mm-hmm. If they would have given him half of the Draymond deal, they give him $50 million for 2 years, he probably would have stayed there.
Correct.
But they didn't want to give him that type of money.
Is he worth it?
Well, when you've won 4 championships and Draymond Green is making $25 million, yes. Yes, I'm worth that.
Okay.
But, Klay did fall off a little bit. They did put him on the bench prior to the season, and he is not the defensive player that he used to be. If we're going to be 100% honest, he is not the shutdown defender that he once was before he tore his knee.
Yeah, and he's getting older.
And his Achilles.
Yeah, he has some significant injuries.
Yes.
Is he going to be, what kind of player is he going to be in Dallas?
He fits in Dallas what they do because they got 2 guys that can take you off the dribble in Luka and Kyrie. So as a spot-up shooter, and he's still a better defender than both of those guys. So from a guard, small forward standpoint, they're going to be hard to defend. Like, imagine how much different the finals could have been if they would have had him. Because he going to knock down some shots. You got to guard him. So which in turn, Luka's going to be better. Kyrie can play on the moon with the basketball. Like, he's going to be good no matter what. But I do believe that will help them out. But that's also, you and I talked about the NFL and how they rate the organizations as far as how they take care of the players and everything, top to bottom, feeding them, cafeteria, things like that. The Dallas Mavericks, they've been having that rating system in the NBA for a long time. The Dallas Mavericks have been at the top of that for a long, long time. Mark Cuban used to serve the visiting team the same post-game meal that he served his team. And he said because that was his first interview with the players to be on the Mavericks. Their first experience with the Mavericks would be they would be getting a hot meal, the same thing that the Mavericks are eating when they're on the road when they travel to Dallas. So he's always been about first class, doing it the right way. So when Klay looked at that, his dad, who's an announcer, Michael Thompson, legendary player, is an announcer for the Lakers, won 2 championships
Who wanted him with
the Lakers. Yes.
Understandably so.
No state tax in Texas, bro.
Yeah.
You can sock away a lot of money on $50 million living in Texas compared to being a resident of California.
Staying with the Lakers. So J.J. Redick, and I remember when he said it. Now, I didn't agree with him because I think that Jordan's the best basketball player that's ever lived. But he's going back and forth the other day with some of the former players about saying that when Jordan was in the league, they had 6 expansion teams, X amount of new players. Now, I don't know if he said this before he started the pod with LeBron or not, or he did it when he started the pod with LeBron. But first of all, is there, and I'm asking you because I'm curious, I want to know your opinion. First of all, this will be do you believe that you can say who the greatest of all time is as far as a basketball player? Like, I think it's Jordan with what I know, and I think he's a motherfucking killer. I think he could do everything, and if I had all my money on the line at any one given game, I could bet on one dude to be him. Who do you think the greatest player is? Up
until the point Michael Jordan played in the NBA, I thought it was very, very hard because the most accomplished player at the time was Bill Russell. But the best player was Wilt Chamberlain.
Yep.
Okay?
Agreed.
Wilt Chamberlain dominated. Now, after that, we got into an era where Kareem's numbers got so amazing. And then he also had the championship pedigree.
Correct.
Titles at UCLA as a student athlete. And then now in the NBA with multiple championships and longevity. And then he also had what the other guys didn't have. He had a trademark. He had the most unstoppable move in all of sports, the sky hook. Doo-doo, take that. No matter, double team, look over the shoulder, you come this way, it don't matter. Doo-doo. And that's still unprecedented. Like, no one has something as lethal as he had and had the longevity, had all the numbers, had all the championships until Michael Jordan came. And then when Michael Jordan came, he kind of took it upon himself because there was never an all-round player that could lead the league in scoring. Like, Michael, man, could average 38, 40 points a game if he wanted to. But then he also was first team all defensive. So when we are going to decide, especially in basketball, this is not like football where, 2/3 of the game in football, you're not playing.
Correct.
So unless you're Jim Thorpe, you're some throwback or something, it's really going to be how you're going to have to determine on one side of the ball who was best on offense, who was best on defense, who was best on special team, then who was the best at doing it. The NBA is easier because you're playing both ends of the court. And if you can be dominant on both ends of the court, I'm talking about legendary dominance. I'm not talking about no little, you had a nice cup of coffee or something. Legendary dominance. And that's what Michael Jordan did. Dominated on the offensive side and dominated on the defensive side. He also had historic numbers as far as average, as far as team wins, as far as the 72-10 year that they had with the Bulls. Legendary season, never had been accomplished. Golden State was able to tie that. But the things he was able to do, and then the showmanship, the dunking, the trash talking, the wardrobe, how he changed culture, the suits, the fancy cars. Michael Jordan did so much for the NBA that it's not just his basketball playing that goes into the equation of who they are. Like, I'm pretty certain that he was the first billionaire athlete. So to be able to do those types of things, that to me is what sets it apart. And then if you want to come up with, okay, you want to debate this, well, who are the players? It's either Bill Russell, Kareem, LeBron, or Kobe. Those are the only players.
Correct.
Who lost in the finals? So, like, what's your finals record?
Correct. So why does J.J. Redick even say that? How does that make any sense? I'm just trying to, like...
Well, you have to go back a little history. There happened to be a little rivalry down there in North Carolina, Tobacco Road, between a school named Duke and a school in Carolina Blue.
But you ain't taking on Michael Jordan. I mean, you J.J. Redick.
Guess what he did? It's bigger than him and Jordan. It's Duke, Carolina. And they don't want to, it would be like...
But there ain't nothing bigger in basketball than Michael Jordan. So the argument can't be...
JJ knows that. He's a smart guy.
Yeah, I don't dispute that at all.
He's a smart guy. Now, he didn't make an idiotic argument.
No,
he made a very educated, calculated argument. But also, it's... I went to summer basketball camp with Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's 2 years older than me. Mm-hmm. So when Michael Jordan was at the basketball camp, he was 16. I was 14.
Okay.
It wasn't too long after he had gotten cut off his ninth grade team.
Okay.
And he had gotten so much better.
Okay.
But come 2 years later, his rising senior year, where he's first team All-American, I was a rising sophomore.
Okay.
I would see him every day. Now, my brother's in the NBA. My brother, college teammates, Isaiah Thomas.
Wow.
His first team he was on with the Lakers happened to have Magic Johnson and Kareem and Norm Nixon and Michael Cooper and Jamal Wilton.
Wow.
So I've seen some basketball. Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan and what he did and how I saw it in person and how he developed, how he hit that shot. And then when he went to the NBA with that mentality, what he did in the Boston Garden, like, no one's ever done that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then how he got beat in the ground and then finally became a champion. And then once he became a champion, then stepped away and then came back and became a champion again, won 3 more in a row.
Right.
So, like, if we're going to tell the story, like, let's tell the whole story. Michael Jordan has the greatest basketball story. Mm-hmm. Y'all can argue who's the best basketball player.
Yeah.
But Michael Jordan has the best basketball story.
But I think to your point, and I was saying to say, like, it's easy when you're like, I played wide receiver, defensive back, I return punts, I return kicks. You're the best player on the team. Like, I get it. I never understood in the NBA how we, like, to me it was Jordan and Kobe, because I'm like, dude, they could lock you down. Like, lock you down.
And that's a choice.
Because
there are other great offensive players that choose to, I am not going to play defense.
Could LeBron have locked them down?
No. LeBron has been a good, and LeBron is a great team defensive.
Correct, but as an individual.
No.
Yeah.
No, he's not in the same stratosphere as either one of those guys.
Correct.
And he wouldn't say that.
No, I'm sure he wouldn't. So how do you argue from an effectiveness standpoint on both ends of the court? Now I'm the best offensive player, and I'm the best defender on the court. Give me your best guy.
I tried to tell him, okay, tell me the things that LeBron does better than Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
They said, okay.
And what do they do? What's the answer?
He passes the ball. Well, if Michael Jordan had to pass the ball.
He would have passed, yeah.
Right, but he would have been passing to Jesus because he believed in only passing up.
And that about the only way he could have gone up.
That's the only way.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's what he was. It's like, I'm only passing to Jesus. That's why we gave him the name Black Jesus.
Black Jesus. So, Lakers. If you were in the front office, Lakers. LeBron just signed a couple years, $100 million, something like that, right?
Yeah, it's a 1-1.
What's that?
It's a 1-1. He's doing the same thing that Kobe did. He's milking the system. He's taking the max money. He's not going to play for less. It's the most ridiculous thing.
Why are the Lakers doing it?
Because that's what they do. James. That's why they selected his son. That's why they selected JJ, because that's what they do. They say, we take care of our stars, even to our detriment. So the chance of them being a championship,
and are the fans
they
supposed
probably
to be okay with that?
Because it's about the product. Because LeBron is going to put people in the stands.
100%. But they're not going to win. They have no chance to win a championship.
No, so they will not. They will not have based on paper and the contracts and stuff and what they got already committed. and probably till 2026 or 27.
Yeah, that's what I read. I mean, that's what
When you talk to the
their
experts
problem.
and they break down the
Correct.
money and everything, to me, I love LeBron, but there was one thing that I really appreciate about Tom Brady at the end. And once you have a championship, it's really about other pieces.
Correct.
And with the league and the new cap and everything, it becomes a harder and harder cap. So if you decide to take that $100 million, it really restricts as far as what they can do. They can only trade for another player now because they don't have the cash to be able to add cash and a player. So their ability to be able to get superior players has decreased by, and I'm not going to say it's greed. Is he due the money?
Dude,
is he still playing?
It's business. It's capital. I'm all about that part.
But he's going to make more money if they're a better team.
Correct.
So to me, this is a move that I don't like, and I do believe it's probably a 1 year $50 million. This is the last stroke.
Yep.
1 year $50 million. He's got the 1-and-1, the option and everything. He gets on the court a few minutes this year with his son. I believe his son is the developmental player solely right now. If that kid is on the opening day roster, I'll be shocked.
You don't think they're going to put him on the opening day roster?
I think that during the season, someone's going to get hurt. He's going to
bring
get
him
called
up,
up, and then him and LeBron will end up on the court at the same time.
You
But
ever feel bad for him?
for who?
For Bronny?
No.
You don't?
No.
Let me tell you how I feel, for whatever it's worth. I don't feel bad for him. He's Bronny James. I mean, he's rich, his dad, I get all that stuff. If the Lakers hadn't drafted him, would somebody drafted him? If his dad, the player he is today,
Yes.
they would have.
Yes.
Do you think so?
I think somebody would have.
Think he's
Dallas or
Forget
Phoenix were talking about it.
But just
And
based
those
on
are-
his ability.
and those
He's
are-
not LeBron James' son. He's anybody else in that draft with that skill set. Somebody would have drafted him.
Yes.
Okay.
And the reason why is because a lot of people who scout and a lot of people who look into personnel, we're into how a person, what their story is, what their upbringing is. And there has to be an intrigue from being at the dinner table with LeBron James for 20
No, but if he's
years.
not LeBron James' son.
No, I'm just
Okay,
I'm just,
sorry.
He's been sitting there with LeBron, and I do believe his overall draft status was hurt because he did have a cardiac episode a year ago. So I believe that hurt his overall development.
Yeah.
And I do believe, just like the kid who plays at Boston, White, the point guard,
Yeah.
he developed into a player.
Yeah.
I thought he should have stayed in school
I would agree
at
with
least
that.
another year because there's no rush to get to the league.
Well, unless you're trying to play with your dad. And that ain't fair to the kid.
Listen,
That's my thing. I don't feel bad like I feel bad for a homeless person.
If you come to my house and you say, do you have dessert? And I say, yeah, I have cookies. All right, let me preheat the oven. Let me slice them up, put the ice cream out.
Yeah.
If you tell me you got to eat them now, okay.
Yeah.
They're not done chocolate chip
But
cookies.
here you go.
But here you go.
Here's your cookie dough, bro.
Now, right now, homeboy is cookie dough.
Yeah. Do you think he eventually is going to be a player on a roster in the NBA for years? That he makes a roster for multiple years?
I mean, there's some guys, and I'm not trying to like hate on guys and everything, but there's a guy that plays in the NBA. His name is Patrick Beverly.
Yeah.
Scrappy dude.
Scrappy as shit.
Do you think Bronny is better than him than he was at when he was 20?
I don't know what he was like at 20.
I mean, he can barely shoot now.
I know.
Okay.
He's
This is what people don't see that because they see LeBron's son.
But Patrick
They don't.
was nasty. He was a nasty person.
Yes.
He came from Crenshaw. He was nasty.
Yes.
Like you wanted that dude on your team.
He found.
That ain't
Right.
Bronny though.
I think LeBron, just like when he's been to all these elite schools and everything, and how he developed and fit in there, he's going to fit in the NBA. He's still so very young.
No, I agree with that.
40-inch vertical, over 40-inch vertical, 42-inch vertical, got good size on him, has the tenacity to be and if he's just trying to be a point guard, spot-up shooter, and a defensive specialist, that ain't that hard.
Correct.
So I think that if you get the expectations right, like he is not going to be a guy who scored 20 points in the NBA. No, he's not that. No, he's not going to be that. But
nor are most of the people that play in the NBA. Very few and far between.
We put such high expectations on stars, kids. That's not even fair. Now LeBron has said a lot to make Bronny be thrust into it.
Yes.
He's watching the game a year ago and saying, man, Bronny's better than these guys. Okay, now you got heat coming your way.
That's right.
Okay, protect yourself.
Bronny got heat coming his way.
Yes.
You talking, and his ass got to cash a check.
Yes.
That's hard.
And Bronny not going to sneak up on anybody.
No.
Like every game he come to the gym, man, it's like, bruh, I hope his dad show up. I'm getting ready to bust that thing today.
Exactly right.
I'm getting ready to get this today.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful when you're a parent like that.
Correct.
You know, because I've seen even coaching high school football, my son's on the field, the defensive backs are talking to me like, oh, you ain't no good, your son ain't no good. I was like, man, you don't even know who I am.
Shut the fuck. Yeah, what are you doing, bro?
Like you don't even, I was like, you don't even know, but go home tonight.
Ask somebody.
I tell them, ask your mom.
Ask your mom.
I never tell them, ask their dad.
No, I wouldn't do that.
Go home and ask your mom. Ask your mom, could I play some football?
Yeah.
Ask your mom, did I have hands?
But I can see it. I can see how bad it gets. So you talk with, the thing that's intrigued me about sports from a valuation standpoint on organizations is organizations can be unsuccessful on the field. When I say unsuccessful, I mean not in a championship hunt, not playing in playoffs on a regular basis, not have a championship for a long time, but have an insane value. And I understand market's a whole deal. So these are top 10 most valuable sports franchises in the world, okay? I read this, unless it changed as of yesterday, okay? So you got the Cowboys at number 1, $9 billion they're worth, okay? The Yankees, $7.1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Golden State Warriors, $7 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Patriots, $7 billion. Mm-hmm. And then 5 through 10 are less than that, and they trickle down. You got the Rams, the Giants, the Bears, Raiders, Knicks, and Jets.
Institutional talent, longevity, that's what you see on that list.
Yeah.
You see major brands, and you also see the value of what championships will do for you. That's why you see Golden State, and that's why you see New England on there. Championships will get you. I can
see that. Oh, yeah.
It will get you a sweetheart of a deal for a new building, and then which in turn, that will move you to the top of the list. The only reason why New England and Golden State are on there is because they are in new places.
Correct.
Like they play in new places. So how much money you can make at your stadium has a lot to do with your overall evaluation. Like there is no one in that evaluation that has a bad stadium deal. It would bring down their value. So part of the deal is getting the stadium. Part of it is the entertainment. Part of it is the brand. And the last thing is the product on the field.
Which is crazy to me. Because the reality is, I'll read this. You said this to me a while ago. You said you got to understand that people in the NFL, fans, love their team. Players come and go, but they love that team.
They're in love with the logo.
So you got.
If you look at all the NFL teams on there, it's their logo.
Yes, but you got 7 of the top 10 NFL franchises.
Because it's the business model.
And ain't none of them.
They have revenue sharing. They have labor peace.
Yeah.
They have star quarterbacks.
But Cowboys at $9 billion haven't won in forever, and it's not going to matter because they're state-of-the-art facilities. The fans are still going to come from the star. They're coming for the logo. It don't matter. They cannot win a championship in another 20 years. They're still going to be exponentially, and people are still going to love the Cowboys. The Bears, maybe I just don't. The people are just that rabid about the Bears. The facility's that good.
The Bears are one of the original OGs.
That was a long time ago.
But they're benefiting. Like
That's
they're benefiting.
If
you look at all the teams, Pittsburgh, the Giants,
Giants,
the Bears, they're going to be on this list because they have stayed in the race the longest.
Jets.
If you stay in it long, man, we tell people all the time, these business seminars, hey, don't quit, man.
Yeah,
hang in there.
That's right.
Things will get better. And now they're in one of the most profitable businesses that has labor peace, that has an unbelievable TV deal, has all these different platforms that they do great on. Not that they do average, they do great on. We got antitrust lawsuit protection from Washington, D.C. We got everything. What do you mean?
Which is, this was a testament.
They just got sued because the NFL just got sued for $4.3 billion because they've been overcharging us for Sunday ticket because they've been charging us too much for out-of-market games compared to those in-market games. They're going to pay that, or they're going to fight it, but they're going to pay that and not blink.
No, a couple $1 billion and nothing.
They're not even going to blink.
But it's obvious because you you throw the Yankees in, then you throw a couple of NBA teams, and that's it. Everybody else NFL.
That's it. That's the reason why when we talk about in one of the podcasts we did, and I get a lot of heat from the NBA fans. I appreciate you guys telling me I don't know anything about basketball and everything. I appreciate that. I do understand that, yes, a global game, yes, the NBA is more popular. But when we're talking about dollars, when we're talking about the franchise, who are the most valuable? It's back to the NFL. So, yeah, you're right. I don't know what I'm talking about, but you don't know what the hell you're talking about.
That's right. And the Knicks are the only one on here. They're ninth.
Yes.
In the NBA. I'm sorry, Warriors and Knicks, 3 and 9. That's it.
But look at a state-of-the-art basketball arena, Golden State. That's the best. And the other one's Madison Square Garden.
Correct. The mecca of basketball, bro.
And all the other entertainment that goes around it. So it's about entertaining people. If you entertain people, you can make money.
They forget about whether you're winning or losing. They come for the sport, stay for the entertainment, and come back.
Yes.
All right. I said this a long time ago to somebody. So when I was May 21, my buddy said, you should apply to police academy. I said, okay. So I got done. My final interview was the board of police commissioners, and there was a priest on the panel.
Lord, thank God you didn't give this dude no gun.
That's the truth. They gave me a gun for 4.5 months. They're like, you need to put. I know, huh? Because I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you. You know what I mean? Believe me, I'd be incarcerated somewhere. I know that. That's what they told me too. They're like, yo, this ain't a job for you. Like, you way too out of control. I said, okay, yes, sir. But I remember the guy asked me. He said, do you use drugs? And I was like, shit, yeah. I mean, and they say you take a polygraph after you do the deal, so you know you ain't gonna lie because you're gonna polygraph, and you assume that they're gonna find you. So I'm like, I tell them everything.
Yeah.
So he's like, so we start talking, and he said, you smoke marijuana? And I said, yeah. You know, he said, how many times do you think you smoked it? And I was like, I don't know, 2,500. He said, where'd you come up with that number? I said, well, I smoked it every day from like middle school through on, 365. I don't really know, you know, but I couldn't understand how the NCAA, because they would say, now this is, I just read this the other day, chair of the NCAA, Josh Whitman. The NCAA drug testing program is intended to, so that now you can smoke weed.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're positive, you're good.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Which I've always said, like, please help me understand this. If I got high before a game, let's just say I didn't run a 5 flat 40. Let's just say I could jump higher. Let's just say I could cover you, which I can't. But if I could.
Right.
I wouldn't smoke weed before the game.
No.
There's a lot of things I might do to enhance my performance.
Or there might be some other sporting events that you could do that
100%.
And get away with it.
But
the energy it takes to play football, no.
No way. And dude, I played baseball college. I smoked a lot of weed. I never did I just didn't do well in chill mode. Like, I didn't do well coming out of the bullpen. Like, that didn't do well. Cocaine. Like, I like that. Kept me focused. Y'all take Adderall. I use cocaine. Like, okay. But I like what he said. He said, the drug testing program is intended to focus on integrity of competition, and cannabis products do not provide a competitive advantage. The council's focus is on policies centered on student-athlete health and well-being rather than punishment for cannabis use. Is Josh, is he telling the truth, or is he just like, dude, we can't get people to stop smoking weed. Like, we ain't playing around anymore. It's legal. A lot of play. So talk to me about, because after all these years, I mean, did anybody ever say you'd get a competitive advantage walking out in front of 100,000 fucking people, running a pattern? I mean, did you know guys in the NFL that smoked weed before the games and it helped them?
I know guys in the NFL that smoke weed before the game.
Did it help them?
Well, guys are stupid. And stupid guys will tell you they thought that it helped
What
them.
position do they play?
I'm not going to say that,
Okay.
wide receiver, but I'm not going to say that.
I don't see how that helps you.
Yeah. Well, no. Like, there's no way that it helps you in your performance. Now, from a mental standpoint, people are into routines.
I get that.
So they'll think, oh, okay, I'm going to smoke, I'm going to eat, then I'm going to do this, I'm going to take a nap, then I'm going to get up and I'm going to ball because that's just the way it is. But that doesn't mean that that athlete was at his absolute best just because he smoked.
Correct.
Like, there's a lot of benefits in everything that we know coming from cannabis.
100%.
But trying to get ready to play a football game, and because a lot of it's about anticipation. And there is nothing that marijuana that I have read or talked to that would tell me that anything that you inhaled is going to help you with the anticipation. And then your overall central nervous system, where you need that to be at,
Correct.
is not where marijuana is going to take you. So, no, but there's a lot of time after the game, bro.
100%. I get all that, no doubt. I get it. You after a game on Saturday, I get it. You don't play for a week. I'm totally good with that.
But yes, they are drug testing in college football. They are not testing for marijuana. It is not penal, and a lot of that too is based on. It would be hard to regulate it given a lot of the states and everything,
That's right.
and kids could go out and have a doctor's, and could legally be able to smoke marijuana under a doctor's supervision. So the NCAA, no, they're better off. Leave that alone. The NFL has really not left it alone, but they have lowered the nanograms over the last few years, so we're not having as many players get tested positive as we've had in the past. So we're not having players miss games over marijuana, which is you're affecting the product.
Correct.
You got players that are good players miss because of marijuana. So we have pretty much eliminated almost all that.
Good. Because you're not getting competitive advantage anyway. To your point,
No.
it's not a performance endorsed.
No.
By the way, that's actually impressive to be able to go play in the NFL at that level, play a skill position, and play it. I don't give a shit if it's high, remotely high, smoke that nose.
Right, and I know a lot of people have admitted, afterwards, oh, yeah, man, I smoked weed and everything when I was playing. But, okay, yeah, I did that too.
Correct.
But there's no way, now I'm like, no way, that was not better.
That did not help you.
When I was in my prime, there wasn't no trees. Okay,
Well, now you know. You
Yes.
didn't know. If you don't,
Now
if you know,
you know.
if you know, you know. So
Now you know.
I love y'all. We appreciate y'all. It's Cris Carter. I'm Sean Mike. I appreciate you jumping on Fully Loaded. Like, subscribe, share. We'll see y'all next week.